Commander Zixtal of the Ethereal Collective pressed his 4 delicate appendages against the communication console with trembling precision. The crystalline beings of Luminos Prime had never known true fear until the Vorthak Dominion arrived at their peaceful system 3 cycles ago. "Emergency transmission to all civilized species," he broadcast across subspace frequencies. "This is Commander Zixtal of the Luminos Defense Fleet. We are under siege by the Vorthak war machine. Our shields are failing. Please, anyone who can hear this. We need immediate assistance." The transmission echoed through the void, reaching dozens of species across the local galactic arm. Most recipients, the gas-dwelling Nephili, the photosynthetic Verdani, the energy-based spectrals, shook their heads in sorrow. The Vorthak were known throughout the galaxy as unstoppable conquerors. Their biomechanical ships could punch through any known defense, and their warrior caste felt no pain, no fear, no mercy. But one species received the message with a very different reaction. Admiral Sarah Chen stood on the bridge of the UES Retribution, humanity's flagship dreadnought, when the distress call reached Earth's outer monitoring stations. The translation came through clearly, and Chen's weathered face hardened into the expression that had earned her the nickname Iron Sarah among the fleet. "Ma'am," called Lieutenant Rodriguez from the communications station, "we're receiving multiple distress signals from the Luminos system. Looks like the Vorthak Dominion is making another expansion push." Chen studied the tactical display showing their current position. Only 6 hours from Luminos at maximum burn. The rest of the Terran defense fleet was scattered across human space, but she had 12 ships of the line with her, including 3 of humanity's newest Apocalypse-class battleships. "The Luminos Collective helped us establish our first deep space trading routes," Chen said quietly. "They never asked for anything in return except friendship." She turned to her crew. "All hands, battle stations, signal the fleet, we're going to war." The human ships that emerged from hyperspace 6 hours later were unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Where other species built their vessels with graceful curves and aesthetically pleasing designs, human warships were brutal, angular things that looked exactly like what they were. Instruments of destruction forged by a species that had spent millennia perfecting the art of war. The Vorthak fleet commander, Warlord Crux, initially dismissed the newcomers. His tactical systems identified only 12 ships against his force of 47. More importantly, his database showed these humans as a recently contacted species, from a single world. Clearly primitives not worth his concern. That assessment lasted exactly 17 seconds. The opening salvo from the human fleet lit up space like a dying star. The UES Retribution unleashed a barrage of relativistic projectiles, simple chunks of metal accelerated to near-light speed that punched through Vorthak shields like they were made of gossamer. The Apocalypse-class ships fired their signature weapons, focused antimatter beams that didn't just destroy enemy vessels, but erased them from existence. "What are these creatures?" Crux roared as his formation scattered, 3 ships already reduced to expanding clouds of superheated gas. His lieutenant's response was barely a whisper. "The database. It says they come from a Class 12 death world." Crux's blood ran cold. Every species in the galaxy knew about death worlds, planets so hostile that they should be uninhabitable. The fact that any species could evolve on such a world, much less achieve spaceflight, was considered a statistical impossibility. The humans proved them wrong in the most violent way possible. Admiral Chen's fleet moved with a coordination born of countless conflicts. They had learned warfare in Earth's oceans against the crushing depths, in the radioactive wastelands of post-nuclear battlefields, in the oxygen-starved peaks of impossible mountains. Space was just another hostile environment to overcome. "Target their command ships first," Chen ordered calmly, as enemy fire splashed harmlessly against her vessel's ablative armor. Human defensive systems had been designed to withstand Earth's volcanic fury and cosmic radiation storms. The Vorthak's energy weapons barely registered as threats. The UES Nemesis, one of the Apocalypse-class ships, demonstrated why humanity's military doctrine emphasized overwhelming firepower. Its main batteries could crack continents, a necessity on a world where the indigenous life forms included creatures that could survive direct nuclear strikes. The Vorthak flagship, pride of their invasion fleet, simply ceased to exist when the Nemesis focused its full attention on it. Commander Zixtal watched the battle from his command center with growing amazement. The humans fought like forces of nature unleashed, not with the calculated precision of other species, but with the raw, implacable fury of their violent homeworld. They rammed damaged ships into enemy formations, used their own vessels as shields for allies, and continued fighting even when their hulls were breached and their systems failing. Within 2 hours, the Vorthak Dominion's unstoppable invasion fleet was nothing but debris and fleeing survivors. The few escape pods that managed to jump to hyperspace carried tales that would spread throughout the galaxy. Stay away from the humans. Stay far away. As the human fleet moved to assist with rescue operations, Commander Zixtal opened a channel to the lead ship. "Admiral Chen," he said, his translator struggling to convey his species' concept of profound gratitude. "How can we ever repay you?" Chen's response became legendary among the peaceful species of the galaxy. "You sent out an SOS asking for help. Where we come from, that's all the reason we need." The Luminos Collective survived, their crystal cities intact, and their people safe. But the greater galaxy had learned a new truth. Somewhere in the dark between the stars, the Deathworlders were listening. And they would come.